Good evening, Tankers, and welcome to the WGLNA Qualifiers for Season 3. I am Randall Rukil Holcomb, and I am joined by Andre Gritorp Hangshua. Welcome, Andre.
What's up, guys? A lot of great play that we had yesterday. If you haven't already tuned in, Qualifiers Day number 2. And C'est La Vie, Wreak Havok, T32, Best Tier 8 Tank 2013. Yes, that's a team name. Yeah. All of these teams are performing really well. And we were talking about this behind the scenes, saying the overall skill level of these teams has increased dramatically from the Season 1 qualifiers.
Season 1 qualifiers were fantastic. Season 2, even better. Season 3, we've got some serious competition showing up. And to detail those matches, we've got Wreak Havok versus LZ Slayers, who you might recognize from previous qualifiers. Following them will be Googly Boppers versus, and I'm trying to figure out how I want to say this one, Andre. It's Bang 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 CBL. 3 exclamation marks. How do you say 3 exclamation marks, Andre? Just say Bang Bang Bang, or?
I think just CBL is good.
CBL?
Or CBL!
But the exclamation mark comes first.
It's okay.
Oh, okay.
I choose whatever I want to. That's the creative part of being a caster. You get to do whatever you want to do.
Just like with statistics.
CBL! Hey, don't be like that.
Just like with statistics. All right. C'est La Vie will be the next match, plus Game Over, insert coin. The two of them will face off for our third match. Fourth match is Doge Squad versus Victoria's Secret. Doge Squad is from Reddit, Andre. We have Reddit representation finally.
That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, right? Reddit, fist pump.
We'll get plenty of upvotes for that. Turtle Police versus T32 Best Tier 8 2013 will be our final match of the night, giving us 5 matches. It's going to be a good long night, Andre. I hope you're ready.
I am ready. I'm as ready as I can be. Of course, tomorrow will be the quarterfinals. After that, we have the semifinals and the finals on Sunday. So be sure to stay tuned for all of those great action coming up for you guys in the next 2 days.
Yep. And don't forget, you can tell us all about how excited you are on social media. I'm at Rukil on Twitter. He's at Gritorp. You can also go to at WGLNA. Also, Facebook/WGLNA. And you can check out the VODs on WGLNA.com. Also throw them on YouTube. And also, if you want to look back, on Twitch. What? I forgot the rules, Andre.
You forgot the rules.
I forgot the rules.
How could you forget the rules? I love the rules so much because when we change the camera, it's just me. Okay, guys, let's talk about 742 rule format. That's what we will be playing today. 7 players per team, 42 tier points. Highest tier point you can have is 8 tier points. Normally we have 5 tier 8s and 2 tier 1s. We'll get into the specifics of why that is a bit later as we get into game. It's a best of 5, so that means first person or first team to 3 points will win the overall series. However, there are draws in this game. When we have a draw in a best of series, we go over to our shootout. What do we do in a shootout? We go to Malinovka, line everybody up on the farm, and they just go to town on each other. Last person standing wins, and that will determine who will take the overall series. It's been a lot of fun in shootouts, but I also love those decisive wins. Anyway. Back to, I guess, the lame old 2-shot.
Yeah, lame 2-shot. But, Andre, no points awarded. So during the regular season, we do a point system. And so if you get a shootout, it's only 1 point here, which is just the win or loss, which is, it's a pretty risky, it's a huge risk to take to weigh it all in a shootout when these teams that we're seeing don't really have that experience like our pros do in the shootout.
Well, you say that, but 2 of these teams will be pros.
Well, 2. One of them this qual, one of them the next.
That's right.
We'll have to see that happens. Our first match will be Wreak Havok versus the Landing Zone Slayers. I want to keep calling them the Landy Zone Slayers for some reason.
The Landy Zone. That sounds
it sounds silly.
Just silly.
Yeah. Yes. Well, they're almost ready for the match. They're just picking out everything. So we're going to take a quick commercial break. When we come back, the first match, Wreak Havok versus the LZ Slayers. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back. We're about to head into Himmelsdorf for battle number 1 of Wreak Havok versus Landy Zone Slayers. Andre, I'm sure you remember the performance we've seen out of Wreak Havok on Himmelsdorf.
They've been inconsistent.
That would be an easy way to say it, but it was the first map that we saw them face Fulcrum Gaming at the beginning of Season 2, and they crushed.
But we also saw them play against Refuse to Die, a very brutal series for Wreak Havok. That relegated them out of Season 2, or Season 3, I should say, rather. And now they're back here on Himmelsdorf. That's why I'm saying they have some, you know, swingy stuff. And you were talking about Fulcrum Gaming and how they beat them on this map, but at the same time, there was Callus back then that was leading. You were saying that he was shot calling at the time. That's a big instrument not being used over here as they prep to get back into Season 3.
It's a fair point, Andre. Wreak Havok just not the team we're used to. They're almost ready to head into game. I'm seeing tanks like 110s, IS3s. Andre, what do you think of actually the 110 versus the IS3? We have to discuss this a lot because it is such a it's a choice players are making right now.
I really don't like the 110. Guys, I understand that it has some uses, and yes, in some situations it can be better than IS3, but I think those situations are very, very minor, especially where you see the major engagements. If you kind of look at a heat map of all the major engagements on Himmelsdorf, you'll find that it's not normally just a head-on. You're using that Shuka for the 110. More than likely, you are peppering though a lot with reverse angling. That's why IS3s I think are a lot better. And then when you get into the main engagement, I would say overall that the 110 and the IS3 perform very, very similarly. So it's pretty null and void. So I really feel like just the IS3 has better utility throughout the map.
I'd certainly agree. It just feels like a big, beefier, heavier tank to bring, especially when you need to shield those 110s. We're about to head into game. Himmelsdorf has started. The countdown is underway. Let's take a look at the tanks.
It is a 110, two 5100s, and two IS3s on the side of Wreak Havok. On the other side, 5100 and four IS3s. The side of Landing Zone Slayers, or LZ Slayers as we'll refer to them.
Yeah, LZ Slayers having just 4 big, beefy IS3s, but we got an autoloader advantage, so that burst will go to Wreak Havok. We'll see as they go to the west if they can start that engagement or if it'll have to happen at range. It's hard to tell without knowing what LZ Slayers is doing.
But look at this. On the other side, there's a big tank alley push. I love this type of aggression. I like this initiative that LZ Slayers are taking right now. And they will take just about 75% of the map. That's a great way to just confirm your advantage in the very beginning stage. Now, Samisa is going to be a little bit prudent to move a bit forward. Are there any tanks up there, though, that can spot Samisa or these other 4 IS3s?
Call Me Sarge has just done that. He just spotted Samisa, but no one else. And we saw this actually, I believe, the last time Wreak Havok played on Himmelsdorf. So Call Me Sarge in the same position. Oh.
Unknown one. He's in the crossfire of a lot of IS3s here. He does back behind cover, though. This is scary. Now, these IS3s, 4 IS3s, can one-shot any Tier 8 tank. So that's why they bring the 4 IS3s. The question is, can they get that synergy? Can they link all their shots up on a single tank and make it successful? We'll find out. Thybane, though, they do see Thybane all the way over in the west side. What are they going to do? Because now they have to be careful about potential cap pressure.
Yeah, and it looks like actually the decoy will be living up to his namesake, and he's going to try and pin the members of LZ Slayers in place. Actually, they're going to be moving out. As shots are fired, I see connections onto LZ Slayers players. Unknown one making that connection, and there's a huge spread out of Wreak Havok. They've spread all the way from A4 down to K1 now with their tanks. A huge spread. If LZ Slayers were to pick up on this, they could maybe jump on one of these tier 8s and begin a fight at their advantage.
Those are 3 big shots that did land. One apiece, though. Samisa, Tai2, and AVIC2.
Avicii. I always call him Avicii.
Okay, Avicii.
I think it's Avicii.
Yeah, it makes sense now that you say it like that, since they're all uppercase. But as it stands, I mean, the HP advantage definitely goes to Wreak Havok, but it's kind of negligible since it's been spread out. If that was on a single target, that would have been much better. But as it stands, I think I like Wreak Havok's position a lot better.
Yeah, just shots of opportunity right there. You can't really put them right on the target you want when they're moving like that,
right.
And when there's only a very small
window. But Thybane might be in a little bit of trouble as he is being pincered at the moment. There is a flank coming up here. The decoy, Smokey, and Unknown One are right around the corner. 3 IS3s will alpha down the decoy, down to 617 hit points. And no return fire will really do too much.
Yeah, a few shots go out. Unknown One gets the first section shot up. Thybane will join the fight, and it looks like the focus will be on to Tai2, Happy Killmore, and Samisa, but Joel and Avicii do come in, and Joel is able to finish off a 110. Unknown One goes down very early in this fight.
Oh my, this is so good right now for Landing Zone Slayers as they're pushing on a little bit forward. The trap has been sprung by both these teams, and this flank by Avicii and Joel was so good. The decoy now, the last tank over here. Where is Too Good?
He's just too far out of the fight. He was all the way up in A4 when this started. He did not have enough time to get over here, just not fast enough in that IS-3. The fight just could not be drawn out. Wreak Havok went straight into an overmatch, and it's really bit them in this first battle.
Yeah, really, really unfortunate for them. I don't think they expected that many tanks to pull back. They're expecting some sort of switch where it's like a base trade scenario, but Too Good's going to go down here. Great play coming out of Landing Zone Slayers as they're going to push forward for their win. There's a single T1 battle that happens in the top right-hand corner. That gets cleaned up. Victory to LZ Slayers.
Wreak Havok does not perform all that well on Himmelsdorf. It feels like it's a weak map. I looked at the chat, the admin, it looked like LZ Slayers picked the map knowing that Wreak Havok was weaker on this map.
Maybe. I mean, I can definitely agree with you just seeing at the most recent results. But as you pointed out, they did beat Fulcrum on this map. So it's, as I said, inconsistent, right? We're not really seeing the Wreak Havok that got that third place in WGLNA Season 1. Or maybe we are, it's just the overall skill level of everybody else has increased so dramatically. I'm not sure what to say. I think it's a little bit of both, honestly.
Yeah, it's the same opening also that we saw out of Wreak Havok, this battle that we saw in the Fulcrum Gaming versus Wreak Havok. So I feel like there's the potential to get that victory and have the proper reaction to what we saw out of LZ Slayers, but Wreak Havok just not having that exact answer ready to go. We're going to head into a quick commercial break, guys. When we come back, it will be battle number 2, Wreak Havok versus LZ Slayers. Don't go anywhere.
And they can, if they go right now and they start engaging, they can use up all their clip and reload for another clip, but I honestly don't think that's
going to happen. Smokey, Call Me Sarge, all wasted some shots at about 200 meters. Not what you want to do in those 1390s. No solid connections either. In fact, Call Me Sarge took damage instead of dealing out any of himself. Thybane doesn't appear to be getting many connections. Shots going over him. He's down to 1075. It's 43 seconds left. They might be reloaded if they started at about a minute 15. They'll be reloaded soon, but I don't see an engagement happening. I see a draw.
Well, an engagement might happen, but as you said, it will be a draw nonetheless. It does
a
not
small
matter.
engagement, actually. 1390s, Happy Kilmore and Samisa are squaring off. Smokey down to 80 hit points. Call Me Sarge does try to block. He takes a hit, goes down to 403. Smokey is dead, and now Call Me Sarge down to 176. He might take another hit. Happy Kilmore peeks out, goes for the shot. He's on the move.
14 seconds, though, and they need to kill 3 Tier 8 tanks. Nice ram. Will it be enough? Another ram's going to come in here. 8 hit points left. There's the shot. 4 seconds left, ladies and gentlemen. This is a draw, undoubtedly. And LZ Slayers, although, was able to take the edge, even though they're backed into a corner. I mean, you back a dog into a corner, they're going to bite, and that's what LZ Slayers did. However, I felt like they missed out on a very critical opportunity. There was an overextension with Call Me Sarge. Yes, he gets great shots, but if you travel over that bull and just wreck everything over that side, what is Call Me Sarge going to do? Where is he going to position to get shots there? He has to traverse all the way to the middle of the map. That's the perfect opportunity, and with the WZ-132, recognizing that you have that DPM, I shouldn't say DPM advantage, the burst advantage. If you kill the WZ-132 very quickly, which is more than likely, or more than possible since it has such low hit points, you're going to be ahead. And I felt like Landing Zone Slayers did miss out on an opportunity, although it comes down to stylistic choices. That was a more, I would say, defensive, a more passive conservative approach to playing out Prokhorov.
Yeah, the one line, perfect opportunity to kill the decoy and then get an advantage, but they just dropped it. TYR, they had a chance, Landing Zone Slayers. We'll see if they can take their advantage. It looks like momentum swinging in their favor. Battle number 3, Wreak Havok versus LZ Slayers. We'll be back in just a moment. Welcome back. We're about to head into battle number 3, Wreak Havok versus LZ Slayers. It's going to be on Ruinberg.
Although there was a draw, I'm actually really, really excited for both these teams. I mean, they're playing pretty well. Wreak Havok, I would say, is actually underperforming to my standards, but still playing pretty well. And I would say Landing Zones Slayers, God, that is such a hard name. LZ Slayers are playing exceptional today. I haven't seen them since the last qualifiers, but they are definitely on my radar right now, and I feel like they are playing an overall better series than their opponents.
Yeah, they're playing very passively, but they're playing it pretty solid. They made some interesting hits. They got a health pool advantage, and they managed to actually take back the T1 advantage. I was surprised when LZ Slayers did that. Impressive. I had not expected them to actually be able to come back on Prokhorovka like that. It's and even a response at the end to try and clean it up. They would have actually won with a little more time on the plate.
Great tanking overall. And now we move over, as you said, to Ruinberg, right in the middle. right? This is half urban map, half very open map. So where are they going to take it? I would assume Wreak Havok is going to go over to the Delta Village. Although we've seen some crazy stuff from them, we don't know really. I mean, it could be a KV5 for all we know. KV5 goes over to the Delta Village. Everybody else goes through the cap. That's the craziness we've seen.
I love that strat.
Sarge.
That was such a great strat. And even when they wouldn't pick up on the bait, Call Me Sarge would get so much work done even with the KV5.
I know, it's incredible. Anyway, guys, let's jump into the map. It is an AMX 5100, a 1390, and 2 IS-3s on the side of Wreak Havok. On the other side, we have 4 IS-3s and a 5100 for LZ Slayers.
This is the same lineup LZ Slayers brought to Himmelsdorf.
That's right, and a very similar lineup, I would say, overall to the Himmelsdorf map for Wreak Havok, although the 1390 instead of the 110.
Yeah, that 1390 is going to have such mobility. I'm going to follow Thybane, though, for the opening scout run. The knowledge he gathers, I think, will influence what Wreak Havok does so much. That this opening scout run is what their whole strat probably depends on. We'll see a push probably to the north if we see from Thybane, if he spots tanks going east. If he doesn't, I'm expecting Wreak Havok to hold up, because without seeing anything go east, the option is they've gone west.
And on the other side, we do see a very fast push. Too Good immediately spotted out here, and that will be all indicators. Too Good probably going to go down pretty soon here as the 5100 is going to poke out. He is reloaded. He sees another one. Oh, there it is. T1 against T1. Oh, no, that was a 5100 kill.
Oh, that's a wasted shell. That
they see the other T1. Oh, he doesn't get Too Good. Joel takes a big shot, 310 damage.
Yeah. Beautiful bait. Too Good being out there with Smokey backing him up. Smokey may pop out, and it looks like a flank may be in order for Call Me Sarge to decoy an Unknown One. It looks like some hesitation to make that move happen. Unknown One looking up to the north. Call Me Sarge deciding, yes, finally, it looks like they're going to push up the 3 line, and that is, I think, the proper move. At the same time, Thybane in the 1390 is on the other side of the map, so making this flank happen actually could be a little risky, because that 1390 might not be able to join the fight for a while. Thybane does find a light tank, that is T1 Lord Ricky, and he is T1 hunting right now, knowing that TYR, LZ Slayers, I keep calling them TYR, that's our clan. The LZ Slayers are still not willing to push. Oh, what a hit.
Didn't even see it coming, but did take a little bit of damage there. That's 250 damage. It doesn't seem reasonable from T1.
Between the ram and being able to pump all those shells, maybe he pumped his full club a few shots. No.
Yeah, maybe.
Not bad. I see some penetration.
Well, no, he couldn't have put his whole shell into it, so I'm not sure if that was a shot from someone, but who would that be?
No.
There's nobody that would do that type of damage. Anyway, as it stands, 1390, nice cleanup. Wasn't able to pick up that other T1 that was right around the corner, but still. They know a 1390 is over there. This is the same position we had in proc. Will they pull the trigger? Are they going to go for it, knowing that the 1390 is somewhere out on the map? Where is that 1390 right now?
1390 is actually now looking down the middle road, the EF road.
Perfect.
And that's a perfect trap if LZ Slayers decide to push. If LZ Slayers push out past that road, Thybane is going to have to, he's going to be able to pump every single shot into tanks, get off all of his damage, then get a reload. And there are spots and probably some traded fire between these IS-3s. Call Me Sarge leading the pack from the south. Who leads the pack from the north?
It is Happy Kilmore and Samisa. Now, Call Me Sarge did get hit there, but it bounced, so lucky for him. That Shuka helps out so much. In that position, 110 would have been better, but still.
Maybe, maybe not. We didn't really see connections, so
yeah,
it's hard to say.
Well, I mean, overall, it just has better armor in the front, or E-armor in the front. But nothing really. I mean, this is a hard position for both these teams to really break, right? How do you push forward? What reason do you have? And so far, it's been the 1390, quote-unquote, out of position for a big fight, but they weren't able to mobilize fast enough. So right now, we have a lot of stagnation, as you can see. Tanks are just waiting around, trying to do something. And right now, like, what can they do to break this position? Are they going to have to just forego the position altogether?
Well, they don't actually. There's a whole lot of information they don't have, and without that information, they don't actually realize the advantage they have. There are only 3 IS-3s in the west right now. Smokey in the 5100 has moved all the way out to the Delta Village. He's going to be able to clear the Delta Village. I don't understand quite what Wreak Havok's going for, moving him out this far when they've cleaned everything out with the 1390, but maybe they're just trying to verify this and bring in a 5100 1390 flank all the way around.
Yeah.
I mean, that would be one heck of a surprise to get this off if you can get the 5100 and the 1390. But Smokey's knocking down trees here.
So risky knowing that a T1 is still alive. And you haven't accounted for that. That 5100 being out there, I mean, you're just asking to die in a lot of situations wherever that other T1 exists. The 1390 hasn't been that mobile, so I'm a little bit scared for them, but they're doing the right thing. They're retreating all the way. They're rotating, which is correct. So I'm going to take all that back, because if the IS-3s are still there, it's a bad decision. But since they're mobilizing and kind of just sharking around, maybe they can get a good jump on their opponents.
The window has closed. Wreak Havok left a small window for LZ Slayers to make a push. If LZ Slayers had decided to push at that time, within that probably 30-second window, they could have won this battle. But they didn't know. They couldn't have known. We have this wonderful view of both sides of the team that they don't get. And without that, you can't move. It's so important. Knowledge, vision, and understanding what your enemy is doing it's the one thing upon which almost every strategy World of Tanks players will just rely upon.
Too Good is spotted out here once again. He finally goes down to an IS-3 shot. But that's going to be the trigger. Aegis is going to see everything coming. It is a cap. IS-3 is going to be going across, it looks like, screening this momentarily. And there is a big reaction. Joel is going to be the first one over here to kind of defend this. 20 seconds, though, on cap. And Joel, is he going to be the first one to do something? That's a critical problem. Having a 5100 lead the charge, no bueno.
Yeah, Smokey in the back will be an A7. He has beautiful cover fire on any approach out of the LZ Slayers. LZ Slayers are going to take so much damage if they want to begin this engagement. It looks like Happy Kilmore, though, is able to close the distance, and Tai2 and Samisa. These IS-3s could deal with the cap pressure. 14 seconds, 18 left on the cap. It's going to continually be reset, but there, Joe Hell goes down first. Decoy, fantastic finishing shot. Happy Kilmore will take shots from a 5100, I expect, in just a moment. These IS-3s are getting blown up there.
Wow. I don't know how this is happening. I mean, there was initial great reverse angle, I should say, but it looks like the IS-3s by Wreak Havok just were not connecting their shots. And now it's just red all over the field, both in the team color and the blood. This is just terrible for Wreak Havok, the decoy, the last IS-3 to go down here. 5100 and 1390 still in the back, not being able to do that much, although Thybane is approaching now, and he is at 565 hit points, so he can go down pretty quickly to 2 shots of an IS-3. He needs to be so careful. A missed shot by Thybane, that's going to be costly, and down he goes. Smokey, the last 5100 out on the field.
Yeah, this is just a real... They dropped the ball. Wreak Havok, I believe, has just dropped the ball in this. Not making the right connections has really hurt them in a position they probably could have actually won.
Dominating position for them, and they dropped it, as you said. I really want to go into the detailed reports. Let's go ahead and check that out right now. I just want to look at the misses, because I felt like there were so many misses. Look at these IS-3s. They probably have great potential damage received. Look at that, 1950, great, but one penetrating shot, that's it. This is from the decoy, and it was only 218 hit points, which was a cleanup kill. The other the other IS-3, 3 shots out, only 1 connected. One connected, or 1 penetrated, 2 of them connected, a big problem. But look at the potential damage received. Again, it's pretty good on the other side. 2 shots only connected, so you're seeing missed shots from the IS-3s that should not happen with 265 pen. It's so, I wouldn't say easy to make your shots, but it's a lot easier than other tanks.
You should be making your shots. Yeah. It's expected, and members of TIORs, Samisa was able to connect all 7 of his shots, dealing 2,261 damage.
Yeah, I mean, let's go back to that and look at that. This is a beautiful line of IS-3s. You can clearly see some talented people in this team.
Definitely MVP Samisa, though. MVP.
Of course. Yeah. I mean, 2 kills and doing 2,261 damage. What an incredible job. And even the last IS-3 dealt 1,090 damage. That's the lowest dealing IS-3 on the team. That's still higher than any of the IS-3s on Wreak Havok.
Just fantastic play by Landing Zone Slayers. Wreak Havok, we're going to see if they can bring it back in battle number 4. We're heading to a quick commercial break. Don't go anywhere.
For tanks, check it out. 2 5100s, 3 IS-3s for Wreak Havok. On the other side, we have 4 IS-3s and a 5100. Getting rid of that 110. That's the problem.
Deciding?
That's what they've identified. North side will be Landing Zone Slayers. South side, Wreak Havok.
You know, something I noticed about all these players, no one's got a wet ammo rack on their IS-3. I don't know why.
I do.
It's so sensitive, though, the ammo rack
Sure
on the
it is.
IS-3.
Sure it is, but yellow swag.
Okay.
C'est la vie, baby. Oh my God, that's such a sick quote.
Yeah.
Can you imagine Arnold Schwarzenegger saying "C'est la vie, baby"?
It's so bad.
No, it's gonna be awesome.
No,
I think they should do it.
Uh,
I'm gonna Reddit him.
it'd just be like, can you say it for us?
C'est la vie, baby.
Have him find it or something.
By the way, incredibly defensive strat out here for landing zone slayers, and this makes sense for those of you that are just tuning in. It's right now 2 wins, 0 losses, and 1 draw for landing zone slayers. That means if they draw here or they win here, they win the overall series. So the onus is right now on Wreak Havok. How are they set up?
Well, they're set up to the southwest, kind of a mirror of their northwest strat. I guess Wreak Havok decided that, you know, they really just prefer playing this west side of this map. They don't want to touch the hill. They don't want to deal with any of that nonsense. They're going to play the west. They want to own it, and they want to be the best at it. And they're just going to keep playing this every single time, I'd expect. But landing zone slayers, that strat I'm seeing, that layout I'm looking at, is
scary,
so
man.
defensive.
So scary.
So I haven't seen that in a really long time, but it is very hard to break if you are not expecting it. Because one, you're expecting your opponent to be somewhere outside of that range, right?
Mm-hmm.
Just at its base. You're not expecting your opponent to go and be that far in the back. So you're waiting for some initial scouting out of your T1s. And you're going to waste a whole like 3 or 4 minutes just doing that in a 10-minute match. Then you have to actually figure out where they are and actually move up. But when you don't find anything, you're going to be like, where are they? I guess they're on the east side. But what if they're on the hill? All these things are going to be running through the commander's head. He's going to take all these considerations in, and he doesn't want to overextend, especially too quickly. But he has to understand that there's a time limit, and if LZ Slayers want to play it slow and draw it out, they could very easily do that here on Himmelsdorf.
Yeah, this is perfect. I mean, when we look at all the openings that we've seen from Wreak Havok, they've all been very passive, very defensive. Nothing like what the landing zone slayers did in game number 1, where on Himmelsdorf they just went up Tank Alley. That shows a lot of diversity so far in their play. Wreak Havok, they've just been playing so conservative, so defensive, that they're guaranteed to waste a little bit or a lot of time right here in the beginning stage.
Well, just as I've been talking about that, Call Me Sarge made the call to move up, and they've decided, you know what, landing zone slayers might actually be far in the back, and they're a T1 going down. That actually too good may indicate the positions. He doesn't actually get any spotting, but that indicates some positioning out of LZ Slayers. Amazing, though, that he didn't get spotted.
And as you can see, this tank that you're watching right now, the decoy, the fact that he is not... No, go back to blue. The decoy, the fact that he is not lit up right now tells them, okay, they're not at the top, or at least he should be spotted, or, you know, lights should go on the hill. So now the strategy is kind of told. The narrative has been made of the landing zone slayers. How does Wreak Havok approach this position? It is incredibly hard to do this.
Oh, they found Aeglis in the T1, but he's really far back in a corner. That's hard to break.
There's still a shot, though?
The decoy doesn't appear to have a shot. He actually decides to ignore Aeglis and is going to try to jump onto Cap, maybe? Oh, that would be interesting. They could move Tevix up. Where is Tevix right now? I got to go find him because he's important to Cap. He's stuck off in the west. He's not going to be able to approach the Cap unless he goes around. The decoy, though, does begin Cap. 1 minute 33 seconds left. What is the reaction out of LZ Slayers?
Nice shot. Captain Killmore taking a lot of damage, down to 912 hit points. Aeglis still there to spot out for his opponents, but the real people that will be doing the damage are Avicii and Tai2 against that one IS-3, but it is getting a little bit difficult. I mean, they have taken damage already, so they need to hold out for 5 minutes and 45 seconds more. Can they do it?
Well, they have to hold out for 1 minute, actually, because there's an IS-3 on Cap, and the T1's not going to be able to reset the decoy, as it looks like an IS-3, another IS-3. Unknown one is just lining up a shot for anyone who could approach from the north. From the south, you got Call Me Sarge holding off the approach from Happy Killmore, along with Smokey. Happy Killmore's down to 532 hit points, and here maybe the push, the decoy may take a shot momentarily. Tai2 goes and tries to connect.
Nothing, though.
Nothing?
Just nothing.
Just nothing. Oh, Unknown one does take a hit.
Oh, there it is. Unknown one, yes, takes the hit, but still they need to reset that capture. There's that single tank. The decoy still needs to be shot.
25 seconds.
He's not yet. But it looks like they're doing some good work all the way on the north side. As you can see, Joel and Samisa are tearing up Call Me Sarge. He's down to 94 hit points. The aim is 5100. Smokey will be attacked pretty soon here, but 4 seconds left. Someone needs to reset this cap, and they're not going to get it. Oh, they get it at the last second.
2, 1 seconds, 0. Is it capped?
Red base captured. Unfortunate. They just needed a little bit more time, but Wreak Havok was able to put the pressure on. And Landing Zone Slayers just could not get there in time.
Battle has begun. Let's get into battle and take a look at these tanks.
T69, 31390s, and a WZ132. Not loving Wreak Havok's lineup, but of course I'm a hater of the WZ132.
I'm not exactly as fond either, Andre.
T32, a Pershing, and 31390s, a much heavier lineup. Of course, the Pershing, you can say that's kind of, I don't want to say it, but it's kind of the same as the T69 in the role. And then the T32 over the WZ132. Definitely a big, big advantage in that HP pool. I would even say the firepower, but you have to be careful in the early stages because 31390s and the WZ132 against 31390s, you cannot claim that hill control right away. You only can deny it. Well, Happy Killmore. This is very bold of him.
Well,
Decoy. Oh, wow. Decoy just took a big.
Yeah, he actually lost his loader with that as well.
Oh.
So
well, he's going to get that. Okay.
He might not. If he holds off on his kit, he's going to have a huge reload.
Don't hold off.
Well, he might just.
Don't do it.
It could be worth it.
Don't do it.
It's a consideration.
Nope.
It's only the loader and you're the scout.
A known one, though. In a great position all the way to the west, southwest side. You can see these positions are pretty common. I mean, we see them quite a bit where there's center control and complete west control. It does kind of hurt, though, the fact that center control has been taken. Normally, it's just denied altogether. But there are good shots into the island and also into the center, so things can get a little bit dicey. But Thybane being so aggressive here, and Aegla is going to find everything that's going on right now.
Taitu takes a few hits. He's going to go down to 843. Just Call Me Sarge puts out a shot, but it hits dirt instead of Taitu, and Taitu will get away with only 1 big scratch in his armor. A tank is spotted to the south. That is, wow, that is Thybane. Yeah, getting very aggressive.
So bold, man. So bold. But what is the Landing Zone Slayers doing? I mean, check this out. With their Pershing and their T32, they're all the way on the east side. Are they doing some east side pressure?
It looks like there might just be. Oh, Thybane takes a huge hit. 2 huge hits. He's down to 273, a 3rd hit, and another one will miss. Pershing and T32 were way off in the east, but they were able to actually get shots on Thybane when he was spotted. Thybane not taking into account the east side of this map, and we see how it's really coming to bite him. Aeglis, actually, in the T1 even, was able to... Oh, well, just as I speak, he would go down.
You jinxed him.
I jinxed him.
How dare you? Of course, he was bound to die. I mean, look at his position. He's just facing that.
Yeah, but he held on for so long.
He did a great job. Can't complain about that. But as it stands right now, I would say the HP advantage still maintains in favor of Landing Zone Slayers. Taitu has taken a little bit of damage, but that's pretty negligible to the amount of damage Thybane has taken. He's just 1 good shot away from T32. Decoy. Oh no, Decoy right in the open. He might die to Taitu. Just 2 more shots. There's the one. 186. Call Me Sarge misses his shot with his T69. And they're going to let him go, but the Decoy only down 1 shot away. He takes a big shot, though. Taitu does, to Thybane, who is dark, but the T32 and Pershing are approaching this 1390. Is he still in the southern side?
Yeah, he's still there, and he spots Avicii, and he does try to back off. He's going to try to escape. Avicii doesn't seem to have noticed him yet. Now the Pershing Karkaju does see him, lines up a shot, and track shot, but it just doesn't hit, and there, Avicii is able to finish him off.
Life is hard. Right now, it is 4 against 5 for Tier 8 tanks, and the Decoy is just so low with the T32 and Pershing. We were talking about it. So much more firepower, so much more hit points. The WZ-132 out of place on this map, in my opinion. And the 1390 being played by Thybane, it was pretty bold to go there, but you have to be willing to give up position to just the raw damage and power, the raw stats that you have, or your opponents have, rather.
with those heavy tanks, the heavier tanks. And now Unknown One Smokey will engage Samisa, trying to get an engagement that is advantageous to them. Smokey taking hits from behind. Samisa down to 107, and the last shot will finish him off. Samisa missing a shot on Unknown One. He really needed to make that connection. Taitu engages on Smokey, but first shot hits dirt. Smokey does hit Taitu, taking him down to 127, 607 on Smokey. Final shot does take Taitu down.
Kilmore tried to get in there to block the shot, but he wasn't able to do it. But he has just about 4 shots left, I do think.
And he should be able to finish off Smokey. Unknown One needs to come join this fight, and there, Unknown One...
I think he's loading, though, right now.
Oh, gosh, if he is
he?
loading. Yes,
yeah,
he is.
He is. Really unfortunate. Unknown One down to 240 hit points. It is right now evened up, though, in terms of tiers. Oh, Happy Kilmore, poor guy. He actually tracked while going down. It's tied up in tier points, but if you look at that damage being done, or excuse me, the hit points that are left, Call Me Sarge, he is the only person with healthy hit points. Unknown One, the decoy, not so much.
Yeah, they are a 1 shot away from death, and Unknown One, if he had not been reloading, would have been able to deal with Happy Kilmore, possibly, maybe getting that kill, and then the mobility would have been in favor of Wreak Havok. Wreak Havok then would have been able to get the lead just through mobility. Oh, Call Me Sarge taking a hit as he spots Avicii.
Yep. And they're just going to power through. I mean, that is correct in my opinion. Just go for the engagement, knowing that you have much better tanks than your opponents right now. Unknown One 1 shot away, and a T-32. The decoy 1 shot away from anybody on this field. So things are good. Life is good if you are the Landing Zone Slayers.
Yeah, the Landing Zone Slayers, though, what are they going to do? Because it is, they can win this. They can bring it home. It's just
they can win. They can draw. Heck, they don't even have to move out. They can stay behind their cap and just say, well, go ahead and try to approach me.
But with this layout that I'm seeing right now, T-32 so far out ahead, Pershing is far back. Although, no, the Pershing is moving up, and Call Me Sarge is actually still on the hill. So if Landing Zone Slayers get a little too aggressive, Call Me Sarge could be just looking right down their backs in just a minute. Oh, Happy Kilmore is spotted. Unknown One and the decoy are moving down the 0 line right now. Sorry, the 1 line. And Happy Kilmore is spotted. He's taking a hit. Oh. It looks like the decoy gets a solid shot. Avicii is engaging on Call Me Sarge at the exact same time. Call Me Sarge able to take Avicii down to 328. He should be reloading. Karkaju comes up to engage. He misses his shot as Call Me Sarge does back off. He's able to get back. He's got just a few seconds, about 10 left on his reload. He should, and he may back down the hill. He's going to be able to, he's doing a pretty solid job of taking on these 2 tanks. Oh, Karkaju takes a hit from the island. That is either the decoy or Unknown One making a solid hit. Karkaju looks, oh, he actually was tracked with that shot. And now Call Me Sarge should be reloaded. He's going to be engaged on this Pershing. First shot is a track, no pen. Call Me Sarge takes a shot, but second shot into Karkaju, and a third. Ooh. And then Call Me Sarge should put a 4th, but no, he will back off. Perfect timing, causing Karkaju to miss. But now a T-32 will be barreling down on him, and a final shot will not pen. Heat just fizzling into the tracks of this Pershing. Now, Call Me Sarge should go down because he doesn't have enough time to reload, or at least he shouldn't have enough time to reload. Avicii and Pershing should be able to take him down to 66 hit points. T-32 killing Call Me Sarge.
Although those 1390s, they were able to clean up the 1390 and the WZ-132 were able to clean up that 11390 with pretty much ease. They didn't take a single shot from that 1390. Really unfortunate. We were following it for a little bit. But, you know, as it stands, 2 tanks against 2 tanks, and I will say that, you know, Wreak Havok has pulled out these miracle comebacks, and they can do it, though it is pretty hard. Red base is under attack right now. The decoy is spotted out. Lord Riki is over there spotting for them, and Karkaju is going to start to line up a shot. Will he get it, though?
Lord Riki goes down.
WZ-132 not in the crosshairs just yet. And that will force probably the Pershing to move across the map, as Karkaju is just sitting over top, trying to...
Pershing is spotted, Karkaju spotted, but is anyone else spotted in return?
No.
No. So the decoy will have the advantage of being able to get the first shot and possibly even backing off behind a rock. Tevix, though, spots Avicii out in the open, and the decoy looks like he should go for the shot. Karkaju taking hits from Unknown One. Will he get a second? He gets a second shot. Karkaju goes down. Wreak Havok is taking this one back. We may see a shootout as the T-32. Avicii takes a hit.
Okay, and it's just 1 shot left for both these
Unknown One's lining up the shot on Avicii, and he makes the shot!
Unbelievable! And there it is. Wreak Havok will tie up the series altogether. That means we go to a shootout. That is incredible. They dropped the ball there. I mean, Landing Zone Slayers had the win. They had at least the draw. They could have drawn it out. They had the better tanks. 1390 split up. You can't do that against 2 tanks that are pretty much dark over on the west side. You have no clue where they are. If you just stay together, you will be fine. And I have to say, real big shout out to Call Me Sarge. Great play in his T69. He did as much as he could with the time that he had left. And he took a 2v1 really nicely.
And he pulled the Pershing T32 out of position with that
That's
as well,
right.
allowing for that other engagement to happen
That's
in
right.
a very separate. So even if there was a little mistake, one of those 2 light tanks going down, there was still the possibility of bringing it back. Well played, bringing it back, Wreak Havok. Just beautiful play. Now they're going to go ahead to a shootout, though. And we might as well touch up on what the shootout rules are, Andre.
Yeah, it's just a 742 format. We've seen this before. You go on Malinovka, you line everybody up, and then you just go for it. And whoever stands who's ever left standing will win the overall series. So anything can happen. A lot of RNG can happen in this, but also how you position your tanks, knowing exactly what tanks to bring. All these things are very important.
Yeah, I really feel Wreak Havok is going to have a huge advantage going into this. They've had experience in the WGLNA. They have experience probably with some shootouts. They know what they're doing. They've at least practiced it a bit. I don't think LZ Slayers are really going to be prepared for this, not nearly as much as Wreak Havok is.
Okay.
We're going to actually head into a quick commercial break while we get this all set up. It's going to take a little while, especially since LZ Slayers are very new. Don't go anywhere. You're watching WGLNA Qualifiers for Season 3. Welcome back, everyone. We are setting up on Malinovka now for the shootout between Wreak Havok and LZ Slayers. You guys are in for quite a treat. Our admin is currently lining everyone up on the 3 and the 5 lines of Malinovka. Andre, predictions?
I think it's going to go to Landing Zone Slayers.
Ah, I feel like Wreak Havok has the experience. I think they'll take it. Let's go ahead and take a look at their tanks while they line up.
Nothing new over here for the Wreak Havok side. 4 IS-3s and a Yag Tiger 88 with 2 medium ones. On the other side, we have 4 IS-3s, a Yag Tiger, and 2 medium ones. So it's a complete mirror matchup. We've seen this time and time again. And normally it works in this this Blossom type of format where the Yag 88 is in the center. You got the mediums right in front, and then the IS-3s are reverse angling right behind.
Yeah, kind of a V.
A Blossom.
Blossom.
It's Blossom.
It's a beautiful flower.
It's a beautiful flower.
Of tanks.
Of tanks.
And death.
At least that's what we have on this side. What do we have on the blue side?
Just about the same thing.Ey're all going to be reverse angling. Call Me Sarge, just getting it figured out. He's just got to get used to the fact that everything's all flipped up when you're in reverse. There he goes. He lines himself up. The decoy also doing so. Smokey and Thybane doing it also as well. Actually, I want to look at, I'm going to pull this back up, what the modules everyone has on. Look at Karkachu, Happy Kilmore, and Samisa. All of them have spall liners on their IS-3s. This is because they're going to be expecting HE shells to be coming on out, and they probably have some loaded themselves. Doesn't look like anyone from Wreak Havok has had that preparation. Thybane has brought himself a wet ammo rack. Good job right there, Thybane. He's not going to get ammo racked anytime soon. Unknown one looks just prepped to put out damage, and Taitu actually has a camo net and Binox on his Yag 88. Don't know if I agree with that.
You're just a hater on camo nets.
At this range, it's not going to do anything. If he disappears, I will just...
Enough of the haterade.
Okay.
Just kidding, of course.
I'd bathe in it, Andre. Bathe in haterade.
I know.
It's got electrolytes.
It does.
It's what plants great.
All right, guys, we're getting... Are you manning the gun?
I wanted to man the gun. Oh, shots fired!
Here we go.
An ammo rack! Wow! Oh, but that was... Okay, that was Lord Ricky. I got all excited for a second.
Don't get crazy.
I'm sorry.
Karkachu, though, is taking a lot of damage. He's down to 827 out of 1,500, so he needs to reposition slightly. T1s are going to go down, but nothing of too much value. The decoy is taking a lot of damage as well.
And Thybane remains at full health. I'm seeing HE shells hitting all over the place. The decoy getting ripped up by those HE shells.
Ooh. Karkachu now taking a lot of damage. There is that one spot on top of the IS-3s that is very vulnerable. That is, like, you could say the commander's hatch. It's not quite, but if you were looking at the tank, it kind of feels like the commander's hatch.
Yeah, it's like right in front of the hatches. You got this weird flat plate thing that it's so thin. I don't know why they did that. Actually.
Karkaju taking a little bit more damage, but the decoy almost dead. They need to rotate him back.
And
have done. Oh, wow.
Just as they try to, he goes down. Beautiful shot finishing off the decoy. No spall liners on these IS-3s, so they are taking plenty of damage from HE rounds. The 122 on the HE, the 122 HE on these BL9s, it really hits hard. It just hurts so much against other IS-3s. You hit anywhere near the top of the turret, you're going to splash right into that thin armor, pen right through, and deal somewhere around 100 damage. Ooh, there's a hit for 206, something else with those HE rounds.
That's why the IS-3s were so feared back then. I mean, not only were they so good at doing damage to tanks, they were also great at doing damage to other things because their HE rounds were so gorgeous. Thank you, Chieftain.
Thank you, Chieftain. And now Call Me Sarge at 254 hit points. Oh, a T1 is taken down, and the splash will splash off of Call Me Sarge.
Oh, there it is. Call Me Sarge will go down. So it's Thigh-Bane, Unknown One, and Smokey. Left Smokey is the one that's taking the most damage. Now he's taking a little bit more. I mean, these HE rounds are just ripping apart the Wreak Havok guys.
This HE meta, Andre, right now. HE, I cannot believe HE is torn apart 2 IS-3s. More shots tearing apart Unknown One. I'm sure his gun has been damaged so much. He should have. I wonder if he's holding onto a kit because
the reticle is just like so bloomed at this point. It's like so frustrating. I actually want to look real quick at who was it that died on my side? It was Karkaju.
He's down.
He did he bring a spall liner? Yes, he did. Okay, so.
But he may have been hit by normal AP.
Yeah.
Solid hit by 113 by Thigh-Bane, 96.
Avicii needs to be so careful.
Those are HE rounds. Oh, Avicii, what is he down to right now?
He's down to 235. A lot of damage being done to Unknown One. Now Happy Killmore has taken a little damage.
I feel like the distance could be close at this point. Samisa, Happy Killmore just book it.
I think they just want to take out Unknown One at this point. Unknown One, does he have a small liner? No, he does not. That's why he's taking so much damage here.
He's down to 233. Just a few more solid hits.
Oh,
108.
there it is.
Down to 125.
And that's going to be the closing
32.
93 hit points left.
One more solid HE hit will finish off the CI-88, and that will prompt
there
a
it
push.
is.
Where's the push? Is it there? No. Oh, actually, one of those IS-3s looks to be boxed in, so I don't know if he can actually get out.
Samisa?
Yeah, I think
he could push. He could push the medium.
Yeah, but he'd have to spend a minute doing that.
Yeah, maybe. But obviously, 2 tanks against 4 tanks at this point. The YAG-88 being out is so important. Smokey down to 152. HE, so OP. You know, it might be the fact that, no, they should be bringing some AP rounds or APCR rounds.
If they loaded all HE, that would be hilarious. You just close the distance right at the beginning of the fight. I know you have all HE, and just close it in, bring the APCR out, DPM them.
Yeah, that would be so sick.
I once watched an all HE battle between 15 on 15 in Clan Wars of Patents.
Sounds like an intelligent way to use your time. That's for sure.
Yep.
That is awesome. Ooh, Thigh-Bane taking a little bit more damage. Happy Killmore. They are starting to move up. Happy Killmore.
Finally?
Oh, but Happy Killmore needs to be careful. He is taking a little bit of damage.
But
as it stands, there it is. And it's 4 tanks against 1.
Come on, GG.
Let's
forward
go for it,
IS-3s.
Let's go for it, guys. Watch. It's just
are they pushing? They're pushing. Are they? I think they're pushing the medium ones.
They're just trying to get Samisa out of here.
Oh, a solid hit actually through some Rex hits Thigh-Bane. And I think I see pushing.
Yeah, they are pushing. Slow pushing. Unbelievable.
Medium
Look at
ones
how many shots are on this IS-3.
Wow, that spaced armor, man, is so
It's
amazing.
a pretty good talent to have. I'm surprised. Okay, well, Samisa, you're gonna go for it. Go for it. Yeah, YAG-88 in front. YAG-88 in front. Let's do this, baby. And just like that, the YAG-88. Man, this thing is fatty.
It's a huge tank.
It's like Grey Torp from a year and a half ago.
Wow, Andre, don't hate on yourself like that.
It's true, man.
It's so much bigger than that.
That's pretty big, man. That is pretty big.
Thigh-Bane out in the open.
Yeah, I know. Thigh-Bane needs like the sickest ammo rack right now.
Could do it. Oh, he gets a track shot on Avicii. He goes for the shot, I guess, in the back IS-3 to try and do something. Huge bounce off from Tai 2 off.
Thigh-Bane, do it.
Ammo racks.
Ammo rack. I believe.
Oh, track shot.
Thigh-Bane. Well, I do not believe it anymore.
Yeah, belief gone. Not in the belief business. Getting out.
And down he goes. Down he goes. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, Landing Zone Slayers will advance on over Wreak Havok, the big favorites. What an upset.
I'm completely amazed. I really would have thought Wreak Havok could bring it together, but LZ Slayers look pretty good in that shootout. They seem to have a decent grasp. I did not think... I bow to you, Andre. You were right. He called it. Andre called it.
This is what I do. I'm kind of a prophet. Boom.
Just dropping it.
Producers, we got to stop that. I'm gonna karate chop.
But we want to look at your beautiful face,
nope.
Andre.
Nope.
Look at
Karate
him.
chopping.
Do it. Do it again. Do it again. Do it again.
All right, I'm done here.
Yeah, look at that. Look at that guy. Sexy. Drop dead. Gorgeous he is. All right, that does it for Wreak Havok versus the LZ Slayers. We're going to head to a quick commercial break. When we come back, our next battle, the Googly Bobbers versus CBL. Don't go anywhere.